Coming up in the news, the opening of a new session of Parliament just hours away. Also, 2 Grand Bahamas senators sworn in today. And a beloved educator has passed away. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Jamila Mizik. Thank you so much for tuning in. The countdown is on to the opening of a new session of Parliament. The September 16th general election resulting in a change in government, with the Progressive Liberal Party winning 32 of the 39 parliamentary seats. The opening of Parliament is usually a display of pomp and pageantry. Scores of Grand Bahama residents have traveled to the nation's capital to witness the historic event. Our Shoshuna Farquharson and cameraman Quentin Gordon are in New Providence. She tells us the new venue has been strategically planned with safety in mind.
The excitement already starting to build among those who have traveled to the nation's capital to be a part of the historic opening of Parliament that will be held here at the Bahamas Convention Center. Now, in just a matter of hours, many throughout the country who have been invited to attend this event will hear from the Governor General. They will hear that speech from the throne, and then it will be about the government moving on to conduct the people's business. Now, for those who have traveled, they say that they had no choice but to come and show their support.
It's important because Grand Bahama is very much a part of the Bahamas, and we need to be a part of all that's happening. This is an exciting time, it's a new day, and it's part of our democracy. It's good to see the pomp and pageantry of the time.
It was so important for me to come over to this opening. I've never been to an opening before, and this is a great opportunity. This is like the icing on the cake. After all of the hard work, it has paid off, and I am so happy just to be here, so excited, and I can't wait for all of the pageantry and the pomp and pageantry. I just love it.
After putting in all the hard work, it was important for me to come over to see everybody walk into Parliament and to see Parliament open. But I particularly came over for Ginger Moxie because I worked in a campaign. Ginger for the people.
I just wanted, this will be my second time coming. I was here in 2012. And I just wanted to have the experience and support the candidates in Grand Bahama.
Inside the convention center is where we found the leader of government business, who is also responsible for the opening of Parliament. He says there are a number of reasons why the event has been moved to the convention center at Bahamar, from COVID-19 restrictions to expected adverse weather conditions to the demolition of the Churchill building. But the leader of government business and Minister of Social Services and Urban Development, Obie Wilchcombe, says the event will be historic for many reasons.
You're going to see the Prime Minister and his determination to talk about gender equality. You're going to see for the first time we're going to have 2 women, one heading the Senate and one heading the House of Assembly. That's significant in and of itself. And so again, many things are taking place here, and you're going to see the transformation that's beginning and what the new day represents.
Many have traveled to Nassau for the event, and even if they have not been invited, they say they still want to be near the celebration.
It speaks to the Bahamian spirit. It speaks to the fact that we believe that there is always a tomorrow, that we are resilient people, and we will continue to use the avenue of democracy to make changes in our country. They went out, they voted, we did it peacefully, and at the end, the Bahamian people are now anxiously awaiting for the government to state where it's going to take them and how we're going to make changes to the country. But it speaks also to the spirit of the Bahamian people. I've heard, of course, my constituency is in Grand Bahama, so could you imagine? Many are coming, and many will not be able to get into the room because of the protocol. But I'm sure many will be on the streets and will be able to watch the performance and the processions of the police band and the guard of honor, and when the officials arrive. So therefore they will be able to participate or see it live on television.
He says that the opening of Parliament has been planned with safety in mind.
With that, we know tomorrow is going to be a crowd. And we want to make sure that as best we can, the protocols are adhered to. We want to make sure that it's a smooth flow of into the ballroom, into the various areas where the ceremony will be taking place. I want to make sure that we and the Bahamian people are able to enjoy the moment. But we have a protocol, and it's fundamental to work with the police, and we're asking everyone to work with the police.
Now, 1,200 persons are expected to attend the opening of Parliament tomorrow here at Bahamas Convention Center. 3 of the rooms have been specifically reserved for the purposes of the Senate, for the parliamentarians, and right here where we are, this is where the Governor General is expected to make the speech from the throne. On behalf of my cameraman and editor Quentin Gordon and I, back to you guys in studio.
2 Grand Bahama senators taking the oath of office this morning at the office of the Governor General. James Turner Roll, who ran on the PLP's ticket in East Grand Bahama, and the PLP's candidate for Central Grand Bahama, Kirkland Russell, joined 12 senators who received their instruments of appointment yesterday in the nation's capital during a brief ceremony at the office of the Governor General. Those senators include Lachelle Adderley, Tyrell Young, Barry Griffin, Randy Roll, Ronald C. Duncombe, Darren Pickstock, Dr. Aricia Hepburn, Ruben Ramming, Maxine Seymour, Fiona Gardner, Quintin Lightbourne, and Darren Henfield. Minister of Economic Affairs Senator Michael Halkitis and Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Senator Ryan Pinder were sworn in last month. Today's swearing-in completes the complement of senators in the upper chamber.
We keep speaking about getting honorable men to do honorable things, and I'm grateful to the PLP, who under their auspices I stand here as a senator representing the government. You know, it's another milestone, like I said, for Grand Bahama, because as we restore that island, there are so many elements, so many pieces that need to come together for this puzzle to really become a great picture. So today is a wonderful day for me, but it's a fantastic day for Grand Bahama.
That we are not there to serve ourselves, but we are there to serve the people of this country, and not just be a voice for a few, but be the voice of all the people.
Senators Turner and Russell say that they will lend their voices to long-standing issues impacting the country, but in particular, Grand Bahama.
Bahamas is in my heart, but Grand Bahama is really there. And when we talk about restoration for Grand Bahama, we know tourism is the bedrock of the economy in Grand Bahama. So when we talk about the restoration of hotels, restoration of resorts, and more importantly, opportunities for Grand Bahamians, we got to drive tourism home. I know that the Minister of Tourism, our Deputy Prime Minister, has been to Grand Bahama. We've had some conversations about the restoration for Grand Bahama. And I got to tell you that I am excited and I am enthusiastic about what I see ahead. I see a group of individuals that are committed to working to make sure it happens. We know that we had some guys of the past who wished that it happened, but for some reason the work just didn't match up to the wish. This time I believe we have the desire to make sure that Grand Bahama returns to what once was, a fantastic island.
I want to stress that as a government, we must put serious emphasis and serious focus on the social ills of Grand Bahama, and particularly poverty, homelessness, you know, persons who are not working, persons who have been unemployed, unable to find job, you know, persons are unable to satisfactorily take care of their kids as it relates to simple food, you know, and those kind of things. And so we must sincerely be our brother's keeper.
The former MP for North Abaco is one of 4 Free National Movement senators sworn in yesterday. Tonight, our Megan Shepherd speaks with Senator Darren Henfield, who says he views it as another avenue to contribute to national service.
Former Member of Parliament for North Abaco and Minister of Foreign Affairs Darren Henfield will now serve in the upper chamber as a senator. He says that he is honored to serve in this new capacity and is grateful for the confidence displayed in him. He adds that this appointment will allow him to continue to lend his hand in nation building.
The Leader of the Opposition, Dr. Minnis, indicated yesterday in his brief remarks that we're not going to oppose just for opposing's sake, but with objectivity toward making life We put passport offices on several islands that didn't have them before. And so I'll see what the future holds.
And as to what he would like that future to look like.
I'd like to see young Bahamians given an opportunity to have their own homes. That's a program that we started, that we tried to continue with the service lot policies that we had. Affordable housing for young people. I'd also like to see passport offices in more remote islands in the country. I'd like to see BTVI and UB become as accessible as we try to make them for young Bahamians who are qualified to attend. I'd like to see young Bahamians in their own businesses. That's the kind of things that we'd like to see.
Senator Hanfield says that he remains grateful to the residents of Abaco, particularly the constituency of North Abaco.
I love and appreciate the people of North Abaco who gave me this opportunity as a novice politician to come into politics and to serve at the cabinet level where I did. And I thank God for the opportunity and the privilege to serve them.
Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
As we celebrate World Teachers Day here on Grand Bahama, those in the education profession are mourning the loss of an outstanding educator who made an invaluable contribution to the public school system in the country. Educators extending their heartfelt condolences as they remember the life and legacy of veteran educator and District Education Officer Sheila Scavalla. District Superintendent Ivan Butler, noting that they are saddened by the passing of their colleague who devoted more than 40 years in education.
Today, we pause to reflect on some of her many accomplishments. She would have taught in Eleuthera, New Providence, and specifically in Grand Bahama, several schools, Walter Parker, Lewis Yard, Maurice Moore. And so this giant of an educator will definitely be missed. She not only taught many of students, she was very instrumental in the tertiary institutes in the evening, and she would have impacted the lives of children as well as their parents. And so we are truly saddened by her loss, and she will definitely be missed.
Elsina Duncombe recalls knowing Scavalla since childhood. She remembers her as being a devout Anglican.
She attended St. Barnabas Church when she was in Nassau with her Goddy. She attended St. Barnabas Church regularly, and even in adulthood, when we met again here in Freeport, nothing had changed. She was always devoted to her religion, and I remember that very, very vividly about her strong faith in God and him being able to take care of her.
Duncombe adding that she was always impressed by Scavalla's work ethic.
She was someone who respected your time, and she respected deadlines. She was the one principal in this district who, without a complaint, whenever you requested anything, she sent that to you on time and had it copied to the district superintendent and every place else, to the Ministry of Education in Nassau, wherever else that needed to go. She had it copied and it was done correctly. She was the only principal that did it. It wasn't the day after or a month after or whatever. She respected your time.
District Education Officer Keith Barr says, although they've only worked together for a short time, he's appreciative for their collaboration and her lasting impact.
Her professional responsibilities, she carried out almost consummately, like immaculate. So being able to set the example for the young administrators, the principals and administrators at the school, I think she did an excellent job of showing them how important it is to be able to get the information out in a timely manner and to be able to cooperate and to it's an expression of yourself, as a professional. I think she did an excellent job of being able to convey that.
Edna Gomez says Scavalla would always encourage and support her and says she will be remembered as a consummate professional.
And we worked with Spelling Bee, and she had everything laid out. You had no choice but to be prepared. She had everything organized the way she wanted it, and she kind of encouraged me, to carry it out that way. And I really appreciated my time with her. I will miss her. I take with me everything that she would have imparted to me, and I would just like to say, may her soul rest in peace.
District Education Officer Sheila Scavalla recently retired. She passed away on October 3rd at the age of 65. In other news, police are reporting tonight that missing teen Mariah Culmer has been found. The 15-year-old was discovered at a home in Pine Forest subdivision in 8 Mile Rock in good physical health. An adult male was also taken into custody. Police say Culmer had been missing since September 21st. Meantime, the search continues for 26-year-old Gabrielle St. Michael Frith of number 10B Gladstone Terrace. Frith, wanted for armed robbery, is described as 6 feet 4 inches tall, 195 pounds, dark brown complexion, slim build with dark brown eyes, and plaits in his hair. If you have any information on Gabrielle St. Michael Frith, wanted for armed robbery, you are asked to contact police at 350-3109 or 350-3106 or call your nearest police station. You're watching the Northern Edition. Stay with us.